Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, sorry for being delayed. I was sleeping. Ugh. So, today we're going to be doing Sun in the 6th house of your Navamsa chart. And what happens when Sun is in the 6th house of your D9 Navamsa? And as always, if you do not know, if you have Sun in your D9 Navamsa chart, what sign it's in, what planets are aspecting it, all the other details, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my school, Vedic Astrology Academy. Man, I love this academy. Because I get to relearn everything. It's amazing. I just love it. I'm learning. I'm a student of my own academy. So, as you know, Navamsa is one of the most important charts. Literally so important that some astrologers in India only use Navamsa chart to read your chart. They'll just use Navamsa for everything. Or they will pretty much use Dwadasamsa to read everything. And we'll get to Dwadasamsa chart. But when Sun is in the 6th house of your Navamsa, you gotta make sure first thing, is Sun being aspected or conjunct any benefic or malefic planets? Because that will mean a whole lot, okay? Because 6th house of any chart, not just birth, 6th house of any chart represents the prarabdha karma related to that chart, meaning unchangeable karma, something you cannot change no matter what you do. You can wear a huge gemstone, like you can have a gemstone that big, ain't gonna do none, none. So you have to see where the 6th lord is placed of the Navamsa, and shows those are the things that will be unchangeable, and you're going to pay karma through that in your marriage. But Sun in the 6th house of Prarabdha, and I'm going to act as if there's no malefic or benefic influence of the Sun. Sun's just sitting alone there. The first thing we see, the person will be able to defeat all enemies of the marriage who oppose the marriage, who oppose your spouse. You will win victory over people, win victory over in your daily life, daily routines. But one thing we see that after marriage, the health of your maternal uncle kind of goes down. Or the relationship of the maternal uncle may not be so cordial, or you may just move so far away, you no longer have that connection. And 6th house of the Navamsa represents the arguments and disputes in the marriage. It shows what level of dispute you will have. Everybody will have dispute. Okay? Yesterday I had a dispute that I want Kansas City barbecue sauce. And my wife's like, no, I'm going to put Baby Ray barbecue sauce on this. I'm like, no, damn it, I want that. So, hey, shit happens, So, 6th house is the house of the level of arguments, disputes of the marriage, and represents debts of the marriage. And the good thing about Sun is, Sun, if it's not afflicted malefically, okay, it can kind of diffuse and burn the karma related to arguments. One will either have less arguments, or if you have this, you'll be able to win over arguments in the marriage. Now, one thing I'll tell you, you guys must be thinking, oh, I've got an exalted Sun in Navamsa. I'm good to go. Let me tell you something. And I'm teaching this in my academy too. Be very, very careful of exalted and debilitated planets. As much as I respect all the books that have been written, as much as I respect some of the greatest teachers of astrology, I'm only going to rely on my experience, what that person is telling me and what I'm seeing. and exalted sun in the 7th house or 6th house, especially the 6th house, can bring dominance upon the marriage. Like either the spouse wants to rule you or you want to rule over the spouse. So this is something you don't think like just because your planets are exalted or debilitated, it is going to do something good or bad. It doesn't work that way, especially when you understand the Navamsa Nakshatra. And the only way to see Navamsa Nakshatra is if you download some app or get a software. There's no, like in the report, you won't find the divisional, the nakshatras there. But the one thing you should always look at when you're looking at planet in divisional charts is the tattva. What is the tattva of this planet? Is it Agni? Is it Jala? Is it Vayu? Is it Prithvi? Meaning air, water, fire, and earth. I have seen sun do well in earth signs in the 6th house of Navamsa. There's this settling energy to it. Like, hey, let's work this out. Let's negotiate things. See, Artha houses originally are earth houses, 2nd, 6th, and 10th house. Why are they given that earth? Because if you're going to do work, okay, if you're going to work under someone or you're going to do your own work, you have to be able to judge things calmly. You have to be able to work things out with other person standing next to you because it's earth. And so in a earth sign, a person is much more calm towards, hey, we're doing a deal, we're working together. This is work we're doing. It's not fighting. If it's Agni Tattva, you feel like you're on a battlefield with the other person. That's what happens. If it's air, there's too much of going here from there with the sun in the air sign. It's wind. The wind is blowing the fire of the sun all over the place. But again, you really have to look at subtle things in astrology, the aspects, the conjunctions. And one of the things we see with sun in the 6th house is that a person finds honor in their family. After marriage, your honor rises in family. Wealth will rise or not, we don't know that, but honor will rise. You will be able to find this respect in the family. One thing I have seen with sun in the 6th house, relationship with the in-laws. Boy, some ego battles. Either ego battles or you're always trying to show, with sun in the 6th house, you're always going to try to show to your spouse's family that, look, I'm successful. I'm good. I'm far better than you expected. There's always going to be this like wanting to play that game with the spouse's family, whether you're a man or woman. Usually men will be much more on that. Okay. The other thing we also see with this sun is that a person will, no matter how little or how much money a native has, they will always help out co-workers and friends. Especially if sun is neutrally placed without, malefic aspects, or let's say even if Mars aspects. Mars is a friend of sun. And Mars is a soldier. Soldier's job is to die on the battlefield. They wish they can die in honor on the battlefield. So this is the type of person who will do whatever it takes to help someone. They're very helpful individuals. Now, if it's surrounding malefics, you'll be surrounded by malefics, meaning it can take you into criminal activity after marriage. It can take you into, being some sort of a boss of the underworld. So you just have to be subtle. See, astrology becomes very easy by literally 3 things. When you look at the tattva, conjunction, and aspects, and that's pretty much the game. If you can understand, get that game, and not complicate things in your life, even with the nakshatra. Like, here's the thing, what I'm finding out. Yes, I talk about nakshatra and we rely on the nakshatra so much, but literally the zodiac signs, sometimes the planet is so powerful that forget the zodiac signs, forget the nakshatra, a person will experience that planet first before the zodiac sign. They will experience that planet first. So don't just ignore other things. There's a reason why Rashis are there. Then there's a reason why the constellation Yoga Taras are there. Okay? So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Sun in the 6th house of your Navamsa chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. If you want to know where your Sun is placed, all your astrological details, my books, reports, consultations, check out the links here, or go to Thinkific link for my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy. And you can join anytime you want. Okay? Bye-bye.